History has recorded billions of lives, but only two have followed the exact same pattern. Two men, two different eras, separated by 2,000 years. Yet, their lives follow a pattern. This is not about religion. This is not about controversy. This is about a pattern so undeniable that once you see it, you cannot unsee it.
I would never stop helping and loving people the way Jesus said to. He said, continue to love, always love. Bring on the children, imitate the children. Jesus said to love the children and be like children, to be youthful and be innocent and be pure and honorable. I try to imitate Jesus, and I'm not saying I am Jesus. I'm not saying
We're clear on that.
Right. I'm trying to imitate Jesus in the fact that he said to be like children, to love children, to be as pure as children, and to make yourself as innocent and see the world through eyes of wonderment and the whole magical quality of it all. And I love that. Jesus loved. Jesus said, "Bring on the children, imitate children. Be like little children, and to take care of others."
This is the story of Michael Jackson and the life he lived that the world has seen before. Most people grow into greatness. These two men arrived with it. The Bible tells us that at 12 years old, Jesus sat in the temple in Jerusalem among the most respected scholars of his time, not listening, teaching. Every person in that room was astonished by what was coming out of a 12-year-old child. Michael Jackson was performing at 5 years old on a professional stage with a voice, a presence and a command that had no explanation. Seasoned musicians watched him and could not understand what they were saying. The world did not make either of these men. They came into the world already made, and from the moment each of them stepped into public life, nothing was ever the same again. There is famous, and then there is what these two men were. Jesus moved through cities and the crowds became uncontrollable. People dropped everything to follow him. They climbed trees just to see his face. They pushed through thousands of people just to touch him. The authorities could not manage it. Even his critics admitted the whole world had gone after him. Michael Jackson did not have a normal life. Not because he chose that, because the world would not allow it. He could not walk through a hotel lobby. He could not go outside without a disguise. He used service entrances and back corridors just to move from one place to another. Stadiums of 90,000 people sold out for him. Fans fainted at the sight of him, wept at the sound of his voice. Jesus had to navigate around crowds to move through the world. Michael Jackson had to navigate around crowds to move through the world. Both of them lived inside the same impossible reality, loved by everyone and completely alone inside it. Fame does something to most people. It pulls them away from suffering, but not these two. Jesus went directly to the people his society had thrown away. Lepers, the blind, the poor, the ones that everyone else stepped around. He did not wait for them to come to him. He went to them, he touched them, he saw them. Michael Jackson, at the height of his fame, was doing the same thing. Walking into hospital wards, sitting with burn victims, spending time with sick children who had nothing and no one. He created the Heal the World Foundation. He gave hundreds of millions to people the world had forgotten. He did most of it without cameras. Nobody told him to do any of it.
I've traveled the world over 8 times around the world, and I go to I do as many hospitals and orphanages as I do concerts. But of course, it's not covered. That's not why I do it for coverage. I do it because it's from my heart. And there are so many children in the cities who've never seen mountains, who haven't been on a carousel, who haven't petted a horse or a llama, who've never seen them.
So if I can open my gates, and those gates open, and that bliss, an explosion of screaming and laughter from the children, and they run past the bridge, they run on the rides, I say, thank you, God. I feel I won God's smile of approval.
The same instinct that drove Jesus toward the broken drove Michael Jackson toward the broken. Both of these men had something rare, a love for children that was total, unconditional, and completely genuine. Jesus said, "Let the children come to me. Do not stop them. The kingdom of heaven belongs to people with hearts like theirs." And then he said something that's echoed for 2,000 years, that anyone who harmed one of these little ones would be better off drowned in the depths of the sea. He did not take that lightly. Michael Jackson said, "I love children the way Jesus loved them." He built Neverland because he wanted sick children, forgotten children, children with nothing to have one day of pure joy. He wanted to give them something his own fame had stolen from him, a real childhood.
Always love. Bring on the children. Imitate the children. Not childish, but childlike. It brings tears to my eyes when I see any child who suffers. And Jesus said to love the children and be like children. Be youthful and be innocent and be pure and honorable.
His own words, "I am Peter Pan. I never want to lose the wonder that children have."
No, I am Peter Pan.
You're Michael Jackson.
I'm Peter Pan in my heart.
Both men protected children, celebrated them, fought for them. But this was the moment that changed everything. Jesus was betrayed by someone from his own circle. Judas Iscariot, one of his 12 closest, went to the people who wanted Jesus destroyed, handed him over for 30 pieces of silver. The destruction of Michael Jackson also started from the inside. In 1993, Jordan Chandler, a boy Michael had welcomed into his life with kindness. His name became the first weapon. The accusation spread across every front page in the world. The media ran with it. The public believed it. What they were never told loudly, Jordan Chandler later recanted. He admitted the accusations were false. Then came Wade Robson, a man who had known Michael since childhood, who had stood in court and defended him publicly while he was alive. After Michael died, Robson came forward with accusations in the documentary Living Neverland.
He said I taught him how to French kiss. And then it moves on to oral sex. It's like, can I kiss it? That kind of thing. That's what it starts with. But it's
Are you frightened or thinking this is weird or wrong?
No, it's in the context of a loving, close relationship.
Or special friend?
James Safechuck, same documentary. Same claims, both cases taken to court, both dismissed. And in Michael's professional world, people he trusted with his name and his work turned their backs when he needed them most. Judas came from the table, so did every person who helped destroy Michael Jackson. Then came the trial. Jesus stood before the Sanhedrin. They could not find evidence, so they twisted his own words and called it blasphemy. In 2005, Michael Jackson stood trial in Santa Barbara, 14 counts, the whole world watching. What did they use against him? His love for children, the most beautiful thing about him, put on trial. Michael Jackson, not guilty, all 14 counts. And then the guilt. After Judas betrayed Jesus, the Bible records that he was seized with remorse. He threw the silver down, said, "I have sinned, I have betrayed innocent blood," and took his own life. Evan Chandler, the father behind the 1993 accusations against Michael Jackson, the man who set everything in motion, on November 5th, 2009, months after Michael Jackson died, found dead, self-inflicted gunshot to the head. Judas could not live with what he had done to an innocent man. Evan Chandler could not live with what he had done to an innocent man. And finally, at the cross, after everything, a Roman soldier who had stood there mocking Jesus looked up when it was over and said, "Truly, this man was the Son of God." It took his death for those words to come. After Michael Jackson died, the cases fell apart. The lawsuits were dismissed. People who had believed every accusation began to question everything. The same words. We were wrong. But for both men, the truth arrived too late. They thought death would end it. It didn't. Jesus was buried, and 2,000 years later, his name is the most recognized name on earth. His words are read in every language. His story has never stopped being told. Michael Jackson died on June 25th, 2009, and he never left. Right now, as you watch this, his music is playing somewhere on the planet. A child born years after his death already feels connected to him. A teenager who never saw him perform is learning his moves in front of a mirror. Someone is hearing Heal the World for the first time today. He's been streamed billions of times. His face is on the walls of people who were not yet born when he died. Michael Jackson is not a memory. He is still here. In conclusion, Jesus Christ stands alone. This video has never said otherwise. But what this video has shown with documented facts, with history, with evidence, is that the life Michael Jackson lived followed the same pattern as the life of Jesus Christ more closely than any other human being who has ever walked this earth. Born extraordinary, adored by the whole world, drawn to the suffering of others, a love for children that defined everything, betrayed, falsely accused, put on trial, vindicated too late, and impossible to bury. The world has never learned. It destroys what it cannot understand and then mourns it forever.